It is Tuesday, July 28th, 2026 at 3 p.m. I'm making this live YouTube video because it is proven that these Jews that have escaped from the Orthodox Jewish communities where they have very strict rules and guidelines escaped, and they're running amok in our government and terrorizing us through our rights, where we would go for protecting our rights. And that's through the legal system. And that could include the police department. It could include contacting a government entity and sending in a report through online. It could be filing a lawsuit, whether it's in small claims court or it's in a limited jurisdiction or it's in unlimited jurisdiction. And what prompted me to make this live YouTube video? I haven't made a YouTube video in a few years. The last one, I believe it was, I didn't check my YouTube. I could do that right now. I decided to make a YouTube video because this David Livingston is terrorizing me with this Claire Mayer. And a lot of these Jews will not admit that they are Jews. And this is what happened during World War II. They would even say, I didn't know I was Jewish. So here is my YouTube through my phone. And so here I am. So here it's showing that I'm making this one. Oops, sorry. Let me flip this back. There it shows that I'm doing a live right now, this one. And the last one was 2 years ago. 2 years ago. And they're still denying me the right to even talk about what is happening. They are sabotaging my communications. They are denying me the right to flourish in the social media realm. And how are they doing that? Well, that was one of the reasons that I wanted to do this live YouTube video, because it's in their control rooms. Now, I just noticed that the way that you do the YouTube video is very different than when I was creating a video before. And it doesn't actually go on at the time that you're creating it. It somehow is delayed because they have to check for some type of copyright infringement. But let me show you. I'll go ahead and just do a diagram, which is what I've done before. But they keep stopping me. They keep denying me from even speaking. But just the other day on X, I posted about, and it was on YouTube. They made this video on YouTube, and it was a Jewish couple who had left the Jewish Orthodox Church, meaning their community, because it was a very tight-knit community. And they were doing a live video and speaking about what had happened to them there. And he was even going through the motions of how they were being made to pray and explaining what happened to him in there. And he was just using very descriptive words, calling it a prison, explaining that all those young men were waiting to have sex. He was explaining that they were having no food, no drink, no water. Somebody's zapping me right now, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the diagram, how they're doing it. They will not allow me to speak in public. I'm not kidding you. But these Jewish people, they've been able to do it. They are talking about what is going on in the Orthodox Church right now. This David Livingston, he's Jewish, and he will not allow me to speak in public. And this Claire Mayer, and she is a prostitute. She is a prostitute. Donald Trump is running this. And if you try to communicate and you're just using words, that's all you're doing is you're using words, and they try to kill you. Well, anyway, they use this thing called smart dust, and it enters into your system. But the smart dust that when you look it up, isn't describing it exactly the way that it affects you. And I'm going to show you how this works. So let me just do this impromptu. I'm doing this impromptu. I don't have a I'll just do it on here. Okay, so what's going on is, and I'll just do this like a teacher. Let's see if I could do it here. Okay, so what they've done is they have these houses, and this is what I was trying to. Oops, let's just make some houses, and it could be a duplex. Okay, so it could be a duplex. And I have to look at it this way. So over here, it could be David Livingston. Okay, and it could have Claire, plus Claire. In the house next to them, these are houses that are hijacked. Houses hijacked, or if you want to call it housejacked. Housejacked through the housing authority. Okay, so they're housejacked through the house hijacked or housejacked through the housing authority. So they're in this house here, and it could even be a triplex, but generally it's a house, and then there's another house, right? Like that. It could be a house next door. In this house are captives. Okay, so in that house there's captives. So let's say in this house over here, there's captives. Okay, so in the control room, so I'll make a bigger diagram. And like I said, I've seen some of these people on YouTube, they're able to even have a little screen on their screen. And that could be what they're using. But it kind of reflects if you went to one of these businesses where they had a security room, and in front of the security uh, employees, they would have a room that had many different screens on it in many cases, and then they could view each one of those screens. Now, I don't know exactly if that would be it, but I have a feeling that it's more that's on one screen. So they would be, so here's David Livingston. Okay. So if you know David Livingston, he's a pretty big guy. Okay. And he has the, double chin and everything. But anyway, he's a really big guy. So he would be sitting looking at a screen, and then on here it would come up with notifications. So there would be some kind of thing that had notifications. On the screen there's these other types of uh like this, let's say this one is house 2. Okay, and this is house 2 here. So he would be sitting there looking at the screen, and it would, house 2 is there, and now he could see in house 2 here. Now, what is he seeing? Well, he would be seeing these people that are in there, and they're trapped. If they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, then he sends in rapists. So, but another part of this is there's another type of a screen, and on there it's kind of like a X-ray. It's kind of like an X-ray, and this has to do with this thing called smart dust. It has to do with this thing called smart dust. Now, I don't know if that's the exact uh, product, if you will, that they're using, but I've gotten readings that they call it feelers. That's what I've been getting readings, and they call it feelers. Now, what happens is let's say they want to give David Livingston a feeler. So here's his arm, right? And his arm is like sitting on the remote or whatever. And they want to give him one. So secretly, it would be on his. So here's his, right? This is his sweatshirt, and it would have been on the inside of his sleeve, and then they would know it, right? Because they're watching him, and then a poof, it goes right into his body. So now right away they send this feeler, right? Is indicated by that, and it all of a sudden now is going all through his body, his legs, everything, his penis, everything, his feet, everything. So let's say that they did give him feelers. So now they would be watching him, and it would be on a screen like this, and they would see this body, right? Right. So they would see a body on the screen. And now every time the smart dust is being remotely, what they call a swipe, it's called a swipe. It's called a swipe. And this person would feel it. They're now swiping right here. They're now swiping down here. They're swiping my arm, my fingers, whatever, right? It goes all the way into your fingers. So now on here on the screen, they could see it. So now all of a sudden it's indicating, but it even has a number. It even has a number. Okay. So these people in here would be watching the screen, right? Because this is what would go on in here. And they would be watching. They are doing this remote feeler. And look, it's a number 8 on the ring finger. And when are they going to stop it? Okay, so that's how they do it. Or they say, oh, look, they're launching the remote feeler on their left nipple. It's a 10 or a 7 or 6. It indicates it on here, a number. So that's where they get the pain level from. So it indicates it on the screen when they use the smart dust feeler, when they swipe it. And then it indicates what level pain it is on that person. So that's how they're operating it. But they use these hijacked or house-jacked houses. And so the captives stay there, and they are forced to use these feelers, and they're swiping people, making their hands hurt so they can't work, making their bodies ache. And they're actually using them where they could actually admit some type of carcinogen. And I'm not sure if I spelled that right, but that's how they use these feelers. So David Livingston is sitting there, but he's looking at a whole bunch of different screens, and he's watching it. Same with this Claire Mayer. Claire Mayer too is also sitting there, and they're watching what is going on. So the name of this video, I named it Jewish Control Center or something like that. Jewish Control. Let's see if it's on here. I thought that it would show my. I don't see it on here. Okay. Well, anyway, that is what is going on. And so some of you may have noticed that I posted on X. I continue to post on X, which is previously known as Twitter. And I was going to post some photos, and these are like public photos, but I made buttons out of them. And you could go online and you could find these people. There's a list that I've made of the captives and the terrorists. And let me see if I could. I think I have something over here. I reconnected with a YouTube. They were nobody that I spoke with or even left a comment, but they have a different program, and they have some very uh, high tech equipment that they're using. But I'm just this is all I could do, and in public, I've been trying to let people know what is going on, and they are attacking me. They are absolutely attacking me. Scary, very, very scary. And this group that I got with the on YouTube, it's just you sign up for, subscribe to them. I'm trying to find the other. I have to go outside because I thought that I had another one in here, and it's out here. So I will show you. So this is the one that I have here. So that's what I've done there. And you can see I've put all the names. And I actually gave this to law enforcement, and boy, oh boy, did they attack me. They just attacked me like you wouldn't believe. I was trying to help the general population because they may not have known that this was happening. And I'll go ahead and take these with me. Now, as I said, I was watching this group of people that make videos in China, and he was talking about how they were traveling near the Russian border, and that the Chinese were upset that they were that close to the Russian border and wanted to confiscate the video that they had. These people speak. They're white men, but they speak fluent Chinese. But here, I'm not even allowed to make a video. I am not allowed to make a video with going around taking videos in the community of me trying to explain anything, and then on the social media, I'm being squashed. I'm basically being squashed. And as I said, it's this this man here, David Livingston, and he is Jewish. He is Jewish. If you looked online, you could find him. I noticed that on a lot of these programs, there's this guy Weber. He does the crime, and that's Jewish. I want you to know that that name is Jewish, Weber. He has so popular, just absolutely popular, and he shows photos of news real and other people that have, that is related to the topic that he's discussing. Doesn't have any problem. I come along and they're trying to squash me at all levels. Like, I violated this, I violated that, I violated this, I violated that, I violated these things, I violated those things. Everything I'm doing is a violation. These people are Jewish. So I posted recently about this video on YouTube, and I'll show it to you right now. It is on YouTube. And again, it was another proof that I am telling the truth, that they are using this method against us for going to the courthouse, for filing a civil lawsuit. This is something that they've been doing for a long, long time. It's over 20 years for me. So let's take a look. Where's my history? Here it is. Okay, so it should be coming up. I was trying to catch up on some other YouTube. Okay, I need to see all of it. Okay, so I'm looking at my YouTube history and what it was, and it's right here. I did post it on X. Where could it possibly be? It should be coming up. Let's see, that's too far away. It should just be right here. So some of you probably already know what I'm talking about. Okay, here it is right here.
Why are you not investing in tax liens? Seriously. Why are you
This
not
is an
investing
advertisement.
into
Yeah. Okay, so it's this one.
What should I say? It's a cult-like community where they want people to be kind of isolated or insulated. When they left their community, Yohanan and Shifra were cut off from most of their loved ones. But by leaving.
Okay, so I did post about that, and I myself am being isolated. I filed a civil lawsuit in our government in California. In California, we have the right to file a lawsuit to protect ourselves. You apply every measure ahead of that. You've communicated, you've brought it up to the person you did business with. It was a transaction. You want to have answers. You then followed through, and other people tried to help you because there's a process you may have not have known. So other people stepped in to help you, which that happened in California. Seniors stepped in to help me. Even somebody that was younger than me, and so eventually, based on the statute of limitations, I did file a timely lawsuit in California. It is now over 20 years, and these Jews are still attacking me, isolating me, and attacking me every single day. And David Livingston is Jewish, and I'm still being harmed. My fingers hurt. My hand, they're zapping me through this. It's called feelers right here. And they're doing this every single day because I protected my rights in our legal system. But I did not know that it was taken over by these Jews who are disgruntled with their religious group. And it goes on from generation to generation, like Bill Barr. We're being subjected to this type of violence, and it includes sex. Claire Mayer is one of them. She is in some house that was hijacked, housejacked, and she's holding captives. And my family members are one of the groups that are held captive, and they are raping them. And if they don't zap me, and it increases to 8, pain 9. And some of you may not know it, but when you go to the doctor, they say, what is your pain level from 1 to 10? This is what they're doing. That is what they're doing. Anyway, I've been on here for about 26 minutes, and I'm going to sign off now. This is a video that impromptu I decided to make because David Livingston was spying on me and zapping me, and I still can't live, and they're still trying to take everything I am about: religion, breathing, exercising, pets, money, everything. They pretend that I was never working, yet I was working. I had a profession, and I was paying my own bills. I wasn't prostituting like this woman here, Claire. Like I said, I was going to have things that I was going to show you that are from online. You could just type their name in and it comes up. But I'm almost afraid that they're not even going to let me post because of them causing a problem. They are terrorists, and they are supposed to be indicted and convicted under RICO laws. Signing off.